Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dychronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be showing you where the Xur is for January 31st, 2020, all of his random rolls, my recommendations, all that whatnot. First and foremost, he can be found on Isle, so just head over to the Giant Scar, make your way all the way over to here, and inside the cave right here, you'll be able to find him in his regular location. This is a high overview of everything he does have available, in case that's all you cared about. Starting up with the weapon today, we have the Fighting Lion. It is a primary ammo grenade launcher, meaning that it uses white ammo, meaning it's the only grenade launcher in the game that's using white ammo. If you ever wanted to get some bounties for grenade launchers, this is one that makes it happen very quickly. First perk, delayed gratification. Basically, if you hold down the fire button and then you release it when you want it to explode, probably the most important part about this. It is the most important part about most grenade launchers, as it's very useful in making kills. And the second part, basically direct hits do more damage to enemy combatant shields, and rapid kills against grenade damaged enemies refill the magazine, and kills always drop primary ammo. So there's like 4 different things in this one perk. The general idea with this weapon is you want to shoot this weapon at an enemy, swap over to your other weapon, kill the enemy with that weapon, automatically reloads this weapon from reserves, and then you just rinse and repeat. That's basically how you use the weapon. Outside of that, this weapon does in fact have a catalyst that we saw in the Halloween event from over a year ago, but I think that they've changed the location where you can get it. And then outside of that, it does have a couple of different ornaments. My favorite ornament being this last one that makes it look like a lion. Overall, this weapon is really not that good. It's useful for bounties and it's kind of interesting, but there's just not enough uses that I would honestly use it in anything. Up next, we have the Hunter exotic known as Lucky Pants. It's going to be your hand cannon pants for the Hunters. A legally modded holster. Precision hits load 1 round into the chamber of the stowed hand cannon, and hand cannons ready faster and more accurate immediately after swapping to them. So if you like swapping to or from a hand cannon very fast, that's basically what this is going to be about. But in my opinion, you might as well use something like quick access sling, or using other classes like Ophidian aspects. There's so many more exotics that do more than just stuff with hand cannons. It doesn't really feel that worth it. As far as the roles going, having a primary in discipline, secondary in recovery is not a synergy with this particular exotic. However, there's obviously not a lot of synergies with this exotic, so normally you just want to have things like intellect, maybe mobility, stuff like that. So below average role for, in my opinion, a very below average exotic that does in fact have a new custom clean version with the little twiddly bits on the spurs. I remember them this time. The spurs on the back of them. Moving on to the Warlock exotic, we have the Starfire Protocol. Got buffed about a year ago, so it changed since it originally released with the base game. Main perk, Fusion Harness. Fusion grenades have an additional charge and recharge from empowered weapon damage. Empowered weapon is basically if you get that melee thing, you get empowered, or if you're in a rift that's empowered, stuff like that. And fusion grenade kills grant rift energy. So if you put down an empowering rift, you get a fusion grenade kill in it, you get your fusion grenade energy back, you also get your rift energy back. So you just keep on getting back and forth. Is a really good combo. However, fusion grenades are just not used enough that people really want it. But this is definitely something that's a bit of an underrated exotic, and I'd recommend you try it if you haven't, because it's interesting, although specific. As far as the roles go, its recovery and discipline primary is definitely a perfect synergy for this exotic. So above average roll for kind of averaging to above average exotic for sure. And it does not actually have an ornament. An exotic that came out with the base game, still no ornament. And finally, for the Titan exotic, we have the Peregrine Greaves. In my opinion, probably the best exotic out of the list of exotics from Xur. Not a really amazing exotic, so it doesn't really have that many great things, but it's definitely something you should definitely use if you haven't already. The Peregrine Strike, basically all shoulder charge abilities, these 3 listed, deal bonus damage when activated in the air. Now this does a lot more damage, and if you combine this with a lot of other melee bonuses, you used to be able to do something with 1-2 punch, but you can't really do that with getting your shoulder charge and all that whatnot. But if you combine them with a couple other things, maybe with Monte Carlo or whatnot, maybe with faster melee recharge with Brawler on, you definitely can find a lot of damage and a lot of melee with this, and it's definitely a lot of fun. And it does not have an ornament, but it does look cool. I don't think that this really needs an ornament. It's a very cool exotic. Outside of that, make sure you're picking up your 5 of Swords for high scoring Nightfalls, so you can pick what kind of modifiers on the regular Nightfalls, as well as the Invitation of the Nines, guaranteeing you a powerful gear and some lore. And finally, the exotic engram, which guarantees you, by the way, any exotic engram that drops guarantees you an exotic that you do not have from a world drop from any of the year. So if you don't have a certain world drop, this will guarantee that you get it. And that's it. That's going to be the end of the Xur video. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions, any concerns, any tips, tricks. Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments below. That's it. My name is Dychronic, and I will see you guys on the next one.